Hello, everybody. Waiting for things to kick in. There we go. Shouldn't have said test stream, but we'll fix it later. Hello. Not sure my chat is. Let me see. That it? Ah, crap. That's not right. We'll try this again. Okay, I'm back, everybody. How are y'all doing today? It's Friday night live chat. We got 18 or so with me right now. So, anybody got any burning questions before we start talking? Can you guys hear me okay? Either not chatting or it's not working. I'm not sure yet. Let me know. Let's see. Ah, okay, good. Thank you, Stewie. So now I know. Great, cool. So I've just been working on things, my life, my health, all of that fun stuff. Cool. I'm glad you can hear me. I'm using my phone today. I'm remodeling, not remodeling. I'm changing my office around right now. I wasn't planning on being here this long, but I got to be here a little bit longer until I actually get my vehicle and stuff. So I'm staying here for now. So I'm setting my office up here before I don't want to take it all to my house right now because I'm not living there yet. So, which by the way, clear up a few things. I bought my house. It's like $250 a month. It's a cheap, small house. I'm paying for it myself. I do have income. So, tired of people saying, his parents paid for it, this and that and all that sort of crap. No, I'm paying for it. I pay for my own food. I pay for everything on my own. My parents don't pay anything. They may pay electricity at this house, but you know, I even help buy food, so that they have extra food too. So I do have an income for life. You know what I mean? For everyday stuff. So I do make some money. Not as much as I would like to because I can't buy a truck, but I get by. Anyway, so that's out now. Just trying to get a few things off the table so we can actually just talk. So the next order of business is so my wife was thinking about keeping road renewal up, but she's just getting hello Nashville police. She's just getting a lot of harassment from some trolls and like Clyde biking for one, and Jason, who I thought was a friend of mine, and he called my wife the C word, and that's a bunch of crap. And people that harass my wife like that are trash to me. I know we're separated right now, but I don't hate her, and it's not your place to hate her for me. It's not your place to pick on her, treat her bad, call her nasty, nasty names. It's not your place, and it's very, very wrong of you to do so. So she closed road to renewal so she don't get harassment. And then because same guys are, what is it, chasing her on a TikTok. I mean, seriously, grow up, get a life, leave my wife alone. I've never talked bad about her online, and I never will. She doesn't deserve that. We may have problems between us, but they're not problems that we would hate each other for. We're trying to work through our own issues so we can be better people ourselves, and then maybe we can get together. I know there's some confusion there, Nashville police, and I understand what you're saying, but it's not going to help calling her the C word, trashing her. She can get upset sometimes, and you know what I mean? So I keep it all to myself, and yeah, I know what you're saying, but she cut road renewal out, so it's not there anymore, and everybody knows. And it's not like physical abuse that she calls abuse anyhow. It's, I when we fight, I'm loud. I might call her a jerk, or I've called her the B word a couple times, and I found out that that's a really, no matter how mad you are, you shouldn't be using that word. I did once many, many years ago, and I learned my lesson, Stewie. Many, many years ago. I've been watching too many British shows, and I was desensitized to the word because they call everybody that over there, and I learned my lesson. That was a long time ago. So I do, Trisha Marie. I know how to treat a lady. It's not like that all the time. She does her stuff too, We fight with each other. It's just, yeah, it was a bad thing to do. But yeah, we fight. We're bad. We're bad when we're fighting. That's one of the big issues of why we're separated right now, is because when we do fight, we're both very passionate. And one of my big things is when I'm trying to explain something, I have to stop and think sometimes. And as soon as I stop and think, she'll jump in, throw me completely off, or decide she's not going to fight anymore. And I never got to say what I was trying to say, and I have to keep starting over. And she hates that because I keep starting over, and she thinks I'm going to say the same thing every time. And I am, to a point. I'm just trying to finish my thought. And I get cut off and cut off and cut off and cut off. And so I end up getting angrier and angrier, and it just builds. It's like feeding each other, and it's never good. And It's not like she doesn't yell at me too sometimes, but we both love each other, and we know. But when she gets mad, she'll blast off saying all kinds of stuff, and then she doesn't anymore. It's just one of those things. I just keep everything bottled up inside. So, it's I've done bad things, she's done bad things. We're trying to fix them, trying to work them out. I'm trying to fix me, she's trying to fix her. You know, when we fight, we can get pretty loud, but it's not like we're slapping each other around either. It's verbal, So, and we she quits fighting before I've ever had a chance to speak my piece. And always ends up I have to apologize at the end, even though I didn't do anything in the first place. And the fight started because she did something. But I always end up apologizing somehow. I don't know how it works, but that's how it usually works. And so, we're not good fighters. The lady that did our marriage tried to teach us that when we start getting into a really big argument like that, we should walk away from each other, give ourselves times to lose the anger, then come back and finish talking. And when we do that, it works out great. But it's got to be a special day for us to really end up doing that. I try really hard, especially now, to not say things out of anger. You know what I mean? There's reasons, Carlos, and that's between us. I know she said a few things, but sometimes it's deserved on certain occasions. I love my parents very much. She does too. But there's some issues. There's some issues. So, and sometimes it's just like that. I had her take it down. So hopefully she won't, but I can't really stop her. It upsets her quite a bit, some of the things. And, so I got to stand by my wife. I love my parents, but I've got to stand by my wife on that. I'm supposed to choose her first, God and my wife and my family. And so I will stick by my wife. I love her. So, and some of the things, it's just not reconcilable between the two. Hold on, just a second. I'm on. There you are. I'm on a video. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. So yeah, so we're working on it. I've said more than I thought I was ever going to say on a live feed, but I don't usually talk about this publicly. Yeah, Carlos, quit trying to stir the pot on that one. She's not. It's kind of normal in marriage. She's not controlling me. I mean, we don't even live together right now, man. So, but a lot of that, you say control in the past was just trying to make me be better. So, I'm sorry, Carlos, but sometimes you got to make sacrifices. But it'll ease once I get into my own place again. It's been hard. I mean, imagine having to live at your in-laws' house since 2015. You know what I mean? And she was there by herself a lot when I was on the road and doing things. And basically be stacked, we're stacked on top of each other this whole time, trying to figure out how to make a living and get moving on and continuing on with life. And it's been a real struggle. And then I started getting sick. That didn't help much either. And it's tough. But anyway, so we're talking about it, but I love her very much. I love my parents very much. I love her parents very much. She's had bad behavior, yes, and so have I. So I'm denouncing both of our bad behavior. I'm not going to talk about it. That's just drawing things out, and I'm not going to punish her for having her own thoughts. She has her own thoughts. So I'm not really looking for people to be on my side for anything like that. And sure, support just to help me get through the time, but that doesn't count. I don't need support that's fighting against my other half. I don't want to bring up the bad. I want to do the good and say sorry for the bad, and work through it. And so I don't want sides. I just want everybody to love everybody. I want everybody to figure out how to work together. And I want my supporters and her supporters all to be one big happy family. I know they do, but I don't want sides, because if we get back together, it'd be real awkward for you guys, that have said bad things about my wife. Because, I mean, honestly, people start saying bad things about my wife, I'm going to rip them a new asshole and block them. So it's not good because I won't put up with it. So, I think it's wrong. Sure, maybe I blame myself for stuff that I shouldn't blame myself for, but I'd rather take a hit for my wife than let her take a hit. I stand up for her. May not do it how she likes it all the time, but I do. A lot more than she thinks. My wife is just like anybody else. And and I'm just like anybody else. I think she's likable, Carlos. So it doesn't really matter if you think she's likable because, she's not your wife. And if she's not likable, just don't follow her. So that's all I can say. But yeah. Sorry about that. And well, I've been seeing a therapist. Thank you, Suey. I'm sorry. I didn't think I had noises. Was it a vibrating noise? I'm not sure how to stop that. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I told it to be quiet just to tell them that I'm on a live call. Um, Sorry. I guess the typing's causing it. Didn't think it did. We'll try to not do that then. I was just trying to keep it so they wouldn't keep sending me messages and interrupting the text. So sorry about that. I'm on my phone. I want to get back to using my computer next week because it's a lot easier. I don't have to deal with a lot of those issues. I have my mic and everything like that. I'm trying to see it. What is it? Ah, drive me nuts. Trying to, trying to scroll up and it keeps blocking people's stuff. So yeah, sorry. I won't do it. Yeah, I made sure I fixed it so it wouldn't blow any eardrums out this time. I actively made sure I set my settings for that. Hello, Nashville Police. I see you. I was having issues with my text, with my chat area. I couldn't read anything. It was covered up. Well, I'm sorry. I had to text back so they would stop texting me in the middle of the stream. So I had no way of stopping them otherwise. And then it would just keep going, bah, bah, bah. And then it would get faster and faster because they're mad because I'm not replying. But it's over now. We've just been complaining about it for 5 minutes instead of moving on. So, because it's not doing it anymore. Everything's silenced on my phone, so I don't really know what the noise was from, I guess. The only thing it could be is some sort of but vibration noise, I guess. I haven't done any more Eeyore. I haven't done any more Eeyore. I'm not grumpy. Um, I haven't done any more Eeyore because I'm going to be working on him in a live feed, and maybe tomorrow or the next day I'm gonna be working on him again, but not in Twitter. I'm not Twitter, not in TikTok. So I will put updates on TikTok. I'll make sure I do text notifications next time I get into do a live feed, so that doesn't happen. So I'll try and fix that before next time I do the live feed. But yeah, so this is just a rough of yours, so really rough. So we'll get it. We'll get it right. It's just I only had about a half an hour to work on it when I did the live. Thank you, Nashville. So I had about a half an hour to work on it because the first half an hour was me just kneading the clay until it got soft enough to work with, and then mixing a few colors to work with because I had issues getting my clay from Hobby Lobby and ended up having to go to the store, and they had a really bad selection at the store, to be honest. And it was bigger, slightly bigger on the website. So some of the colors I needed weren't something I could buy. So I got a lot of Sculpey. It's pretty heavy. I got them all in a box right now. I'm gonna be yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the leather looking clay too. But I want to get Eeyore done first. And I want to see how this leather clay really works. If it's strong or if it's just easy to break, So we'll see. Could be kind of cool. So I'm looking forward to playing with that. Definitely. Definitely. I did bring a good selection. I've got an even bigger selection than I had already. And I took it all out of my case and put it in a box where I could access it really easily right now. I'm going to be sorting it by color over the next few days because there's a good 30 or so colors in each row, and I got 3 rows of Sculpey brand, a half a row of Primo brand, and then a half a row of off brand, which I have no idea what it is, and then a row of Fimodo, which is it, and then specialty clays. But as for does it dry out? It can actually, and become really crumbly and hard to work with. It can be fixed. Until you cook it, it'll be a workable clay. You can buy special things to put in it to bring it back, or you could do the most simplest one is just use some olive oil. Just put a little bit of olive oil, work it in. It'll make it nice and soft again. No, you pretty much do the same temp. And you put it in as long as maybe a little bit longer than normal. But if it starts turning color on you, then you went too far. And then you'll have to end up painting the item. Because you can burn the clay. It'll turn brown on you and, show scorched marks. But honestly, if it's uncooked a little bit on the inside, because it's too thick, that's really no big deal. You can explode it if you have an air pocket inside. It can explode, because it'll expand and go poof. That's why you gotta make a little air hole when you have a hollow center like that. But yeah, you can bake it too long and burn it. But yeah, you don't cook at higher temperature. So if you cook at a higher temperature, it'll burn. I've cooked it like you do barbecue, low and slow, a couple times, because you're only doing like a little over 200 degrees where you cook it. Sometimes I knock it down like 20 degrees and cook it slower, for a longer amount of time. It seems to work. But it's pretty quick, easy. Now, one cool aspect of it is when you cook it and you pull it out, it's really rubbery. But it's a great time to get your razor blade out and you can almost carve on it a little bit and smooth things out, cut off pieces, make it sharp, look it nice and fresh looking, get off all the extra little burrs on there and really start doing finishing work on it while it's still hot, because it's really easy to work with in that sense of taking off bad parts or sanding something down a little bit, because when it completely hardens, it'll tighten up and look really clean. But if you have like an extra couple legs on it so it doesn't fall over while you're cooking it, as soon as you pull it out of the oven, you can lop those off and they're not there anymore, and it's not a big deal. So it's a cool thing to work with. I've had a thing for working with clay since I was a little kid. I remember I was in I think maybe first grade or so. I got taken to an art teacher that did private tutoring to high school artists and stuff like that. and teachers and students at DePaul in Greencastle, Indiana. And he actually took me on as a student in first grade and second grade to start expanding my knowledge in art, and it was really cool. Mr. Barry, he was a really good guy. I actually met him in my 18, 19. I started doing musicals, and he was a big part of that in the town. So it was kind of cool. But yeah, I had all that special training as a little kid, which really stuck out for me, and I learned a lot. My art teachers have all been very happy to expand my knowledge of art and different things I can do. They were all very supportive. I was actually on self-study all through almost junior high and high school in my art classes. They just kind of let me go wherever my heart desired. They didn't stifle me at all. Which is rare for small schools, and back in the late 80s and early 90s, it was odd for the art to be done in that way, with less. I don't know why I'm having any buzzing. Yeah, I'm not gonna be using my phone. I'm sorry. I didn't even know it's buzzing. I've got it on silent. I don't know why it's buzzing at all. I don't get it. I don't know how to stop it. But what was that question? I've watched a few YouTube to learn techniques on finishing for Sculpey artists. Yeah, so I have watched some Sculpey artists on there. They do a lot of the. I watch more of the very fine work ones because I want to learn how to get it, nice and smooth and everything. Weird, I didn't even see anything going off. But I'm trying to make sure nothing goes off like that. So I'm sorry. Next time I won't be using my phone. So let's see. Just going back and checking the messages. Well, anyway, yeah. So sculpting is really fun. I like to draw. I love editing on Photoshop. I've been using Photoshop since I think 2006, something around there. Yeah, maybe a little bit earlier. So I was in Muncie, Indiana, working at Papa John's, and I bought a computer and I got a copy of Photoshop from a guy somewhere else in the world. He sent me a CD with a whole bunch of software on it, and Photoshop was in it, and I just fell in love with it. I've been using it ever since, and I can do just about anything on it. I can edit the photos so that people are not there anymore, or they are there now, and totally rebuild things too. Angie doesn't Photoshop, Stewie. Yeah, getting tired of that crap. I've seen her use a filter here and there, but for the most part, she doesn't do anything. She just holds the camera right, where I don't. But the Photoshop crap has just got to stop. It never happened. It would never been like that. She doesn't have access to Photoshop because my computer is the one that has it on there, and she never wanted to go to my computer because I'm a bit of a slob on my desk. So she never wants to use my computer. She hadn't used Photoshop since probably 2013. So I took some ibuprofen, so it's helping. A lot of my problems. No, Photoshop doesn't mean filters, Nashville. Photoshop's an actual high-end program for editing photos to make massive changes to an image. Um, Filters don't just magically make things delicious on Photoshop. It just doesn't work. Filters here and there. Everybody in the world uses some a little bit. She wants to look pretty, let her. I don't get it. Oh, I'm sorry, Nashville. But yeah, who cares? Honestly. And the other thing, this is my page. Why are we talking about my wife all the time? She had her page and everybody ran her off, so I'm not gonna talk about my wife all the time because it's not my story to tell anymore. I understand, Nashville. I don't even know where we're at. Of course, she acts like a child on TikTok. It's a fun place to do things. You do fun things. Celebrities act like children on TikTok. Everybody does. That's what it's for. Have fun. I did some silly videos on TikTok too. The trolls get on my pages. They get on everybody's pages and act like assholes, like they're 3-year-olds all the time. You know? No shit, she's not a celebrity. Nashville, you're just a fucker. That's what you are. Shit. All you do is you want to cause trouble and bring up crap that's, yes, I'm being the asshole now. Stepping over boundaries here, and it does not make me happy. Yes, wow, you can wow me all you want, but look what you're saying to me. Look at the stuff you're saying about my wife. Acting high and mighty because someone uses TikTok. Oh, you like my TikTok, but when Angie uses it, she's acting like a child. Yeah, it makes no sense, man. Because I did the same thing she did. You know, I sang a song, which I didn't actually do the singing. You know, that's pretty childish to lip sync, but I did it and put on a big red mohawk. I did it and just for fun, just to entertain ourselves while we're stuck at home and not be able to interact with other people. So this is what a lot of America is doing. There's a lot of people on TikTok, man. But I'm not really sorry if I offended you on this one because you asked for it. You know, it's not cool. And no shit, she's not a celebrity. You know, I'm not going to be writing anytime soon, Lassiter. My health has been so bad. I'm not physically capable of doing it right now. And it's not even safe for me to doing it right now. I'm still dealing with my nerve issues and my leg on top of it. I'm trying to get to a point where I can get on my exercise bike. That would be wonderful. That's for riding an actual bike? Yeah, probably not for quite a while. I need to lose at least 100 pounds before I'm going to jump on a bike again. Well, thank you. I was supposed to do other auditions, but I got busy, and so I think I missed doing the bad guy audition. It's weird though. I'm not used to trying to get the voice to match up with the mouth. It was kind of hard for me. I needed to wear my glasses, I think, but I only got to look at a really tiny picture on the screen and try and read the words. Yeah, I don't do a trike because I'm fat. And people say, well, that should be a lot better. Well, you know, sit down trikes makes it even harder to pedal because my belly's on top of my legs and just, you know, and I got to lift my belly nonstop while I'm pedaling. And so that's one aspect a lot of you don't think about when I'm riding my bike. Every pedal has got to lift up my belly, which is the heavy part of my body. Yeah, I know that sounds silly, but that's fat guy problems, you know. Stewie, I watch some TikTok, don't really get it. Way too old for that audience. Yeah, when you first get on TikTok, you're going to see a lot of kids. But as you like certain things, the algorithm changes it and you start getting stuff that match more with your age and your likes. You know, there's been some pretty hilarious stuff on there. You know, since I've been on it, it's pretty good. I like going to see Gordon Ramsay, great food, and that uncle That uncle guy, he's pretty funny. Can't remember his name right now, but he's pretty funny. There's some, and then have you seen Hannibal Lecter on there? See, even at Christmas, he's crazy. And that guy that was on In Living Color, he's a crazy. He's really weird. But the one that always acts like a little kid in diapers, that big tall blonde guy, can't remember his name, but he's got a TikTok channel, and he's reenacting this movie himself with him as the only actor. It's like American Girl or something like that. I can't remember. But he's doing every part. No real props or anything. Just basically face and hair and a few outfits that very minimal. But he's reacting the whole thing. And it's kind of crazy and good at the same time. There's a lot of interesting things on TikTok once you get there. So funny. Oh wow. Yeah, we've got some work to do, LA Cider. We got to get that weight off for sure. Yeah, there is some hilarious dog ones, like ones that throw fits. Yeah, it's not technically Hannibal. It's what is his real name? I'm having a hard time with memory these days. I don't know why. I'm having a hard time with my nerves and memory, and my hands are constantly, tapping or moving on their own. It's been kind of rough on that. It drives me nuts. I try at night. I try to text or type something, and I have to constantly delete, retype because I'm making so many errors because my fingers doing what they want. It's messed up. But anyway, yeah, I mean, you go through TikTok, and eventually they're going to start giving you stuff you actually enjoy. So, and if you like something, you follow it, and you'll see more of it. There's been some really cool stuff and really stupid stuff. Oh, almost brought me to tears last night, Stewie, my leg. Yeah, it's been hurting quite a bit. It's been tough. I'm going to a sports medicine doctor on the 2nd. So my nerve pain, it hurts badly. No, it doesn't really. The warm bath doesn't really help with my nerve pain for some reason. Bob Cochran. But yeah, every night I'll go through several rounds of nerve pain. It lasts about 20 minutes each time. And it does it like 6 or 7 times at night. I'm not diabetic. I actually fell down. I started having weakness in my right leg. I talked to my cardiologist about it. And he said it may be something you deal with for the rest of your life. He said so. And it's neuropathy. He was thinking it was, and that it was just getting worse, and it actually makes my leg go weak, and then I fall down, and then I get more pain. No, I do too, Stewie. But honestly, I'm I'm in Indiana, like I'm not supposed to get it, unfortunately. And I could never smoke it. If I smoked pot, I'm sure I would cough like crazy. I cough just with a little bit of cold air hitting my throat. Ketchup, breathing in ketchup makes me cough, so I can't imagine sucking in pot. And I know I can get edibles, but they're so expensive. I mean, just to get a week's worth is like $120, and it's not really in my budget right now. If they make it legal, I will definitely start using it. Definitely. But it's not legal right now, so there's no way I can. Oh wow, yeah, I don't know if it's caused by my injury or if it's just something that came. Nabilone. Okay, I'll ask. Worth a shot. Definitely. I've been trying to get, was it Toradol pills for just like a month, because they're non-habit forming, they're not narcotic. And the other day when I got checked out on my knee, they gave me a shot of Toradol, and my world changed. It did nothing for my leg pain, but I worked all day long doing stuff around the house, organizing my office. I had like 12 hours worth of me getting up and doing things all day. Not tramadol, Toradol. Tramadol is a sleeping pill. Yeah, but my cardiologist said it's most likely not cardiac issues that caused it for me. He actually said I'm looking pretty good. Actually, it was I think my blood pressure is 117 over 72 yesterday. And it's been low like that for quite a while. So he's quite happy with that. So definitely, but yeah, it's tramadol. I can't even remember now. I'm so confused. Toradol is the word. Yeah, I bet. Morphine is. I can't even get my doctor to prescribe uh, Tylenol. I sent her a message about seeing if I could get the Toradol. She just never returned my message whatsoever. So, and I sent her a message about something else, and she returned that message, but will not mention Toradol. But she has a son that I guess is an addict, and so she won't give anybody anything for pain. And it's kind of tough. It upsets me sometimes because there's times when a doctor should give you something, but she still won't, even in the worst cases. So, yeah. That's cool, Nashville. B12 vitamins? No, I've heard B12 works great. I need to get I used to take it. I need to get a new bottle. Ow. I just figured out I can highlight someone's text on my screen. That's good to know. Yeah, I agree with you, Sarah. Definitely. Um, Sarah said that it's sad that people who really need pain meds can't get access to them, and I totally agree on that. It's it's. I mean, what do you do? They want to end the opioid crisis, but they still need to give out meds, and because the government's on them so hard, it's safer for them not to give any than to try and decipher out who can get it without becoming an opioid addict. Because and they question everything you do right now when it comes to any meds, any pain meds for doctors, and it's like it scares them into not doing anything. So I get it. It's just the government's made it really tough to get any relief. Wow, Pretty tough, like LA cider. Yeah, you said Utah. There's a major epidemic, and everybody's addicted. I can't imagine. It's like Indiana's that way too, from what I hear. It is a messed up system, Sarah Coyle, just like you said. Yeah, Stewie said, yeah, the pendulum swung way too far back. I agree on that. Definitely. Uh, it's, yeah, it's just, geez, damned if you do, damned if you don't. I'm hoping I can get through my doc. I don't think my sports medicine is going to give anything because everybody keeps laying it. See, that's the thing now. None of the doctors will do anything because they say, please speak to your general practitioner so they can set you up with a pain med. And the general practitioner says, no. Or didn't they prescribe you there? You know, was Tramadol Ultram? I can't even dream of getting that. Yeah, I mean, if they aren't going to let us have drugs, why can't Indiana just make it legal? You know, to get the natural pain medicine. Sure, you can. Blaster said you can never ride bikes like me. Sure, you can. Just got to find the right one and just give it a try, and eventually you'll get good at it. Yeah, Ultram, I haven't seen anybody prescribe for quite a long time. Moved to Canada. I hate the winter, man. I hate it. I couldn't do it. I mean, it's bad enough that I'm staying in Indiana, you know. But I only do that because my mom and dad are still here. That's it. That's the only reason I'm still in Indiana. Otherwise, I'd be moving a little farther south, I think. Check my time's almost up. Sorry that alarm came across. Don't know how to get rid of that vibration. Try to catch up on these. Thank you, Chuck. Definitely Stewie. Yeah, do not like the cold. Yeah, always cider. Yeah, I don't have a lot of back problems when I'm riding my bicycle because I keep my handlebars up. I don't do those when you got to lean over real bad. I sit straight up while I ride. That's just kind of how I do it, you know. It's best for my carpal tunnel syndrome and my back, and I keep in an upright position because if I slightly bend over, my back's going to die. I've got the seat that helps me sit that way, and it's just how I do it. Makes it harder to pedal, like harder, like it's yeah, it just makes it harder to pedal. I'm sure, but that's how I do it. And I can't really stand and pedal yet because I'm too big. But right now, I can't do anything like that. I'll get there. Yeah, slip discs don't help. Don't help at all. And a broken hip. Jeez, I'm glad I don't break easy. Thank you, Chuck. I tried, but I tried a second time and it just didn't work out. But in the long run, I did a lot of damage to my body, a lot of strain, and my knees are going. My knees were perfectly fine before I did my trip, and never had issues with them ever. And after that trip, I'm starting to fall apart. My doctor says that I did a lot of damage on the trip, pushing things when I should have been more moderate, and I did it too hard. So that'd be cool. Start tackling those hills, get used to that, and make sure you can carry enough water. Definitely have a car following you, staying near you. That's a lot of water. Yeah, I'm a lot farther than that. Yeah, moderation, big time. Yeah, squats are never easy on the knees. But I did them all through my life. I've always done squats. I do that. What's it? They call it the Asian squat, where you're sitting on your heels. And I did that all the time. I can't do it now. I can. I can't even sit on the floor because there's no way I can get up. I just don't have the strength in my legs and my arms at the moment. I'm just really weak. It sucks. It's so dehumanizing. I just can't find a way to get past it. But when I had that pain medicine that day, I was able to do it. I got on the floor and I got the floor and I wasn't in super pain. So I was able to do it. Yeah, total ease. I used to take rests like that. I remember I went to the Biggest Loser audition and that's all the people were talking about in the line and in the audition room. It was about the me always doing that Asian squat and actually being able to get up without any help. But I actually got a call back on that, but it just I didn't get it. I was close though. I got a call back, and I was in the running, but I got beat out. But now that I've seen what happens with the show, I'm kind of glad I didn't. But yeah, you do pay for things when you get older like that. Definitely. I auditioned for The Biggest Loser 2.5 times. I auditioned in Detroit once, and then I did it in Chicago, where I actually got callback, a couple of them, but I ended up just getting beat out in the end. Maddie, come here. Maddie saw someone outside, and so I got a call back on those several times and just didn't make it. And then the third time, they actually messaged me, and I didn't make it that time either. So there's always, I don't know what it was, something always holding them back of why I didn't get picked. Just something, I don't know. Maybe I was too loud, I guess. I don't know. Um, I showed a lot of energy in my videos and stuff. And so I'm just not sure. Maybe it was my weight. They're afraid that I wouldn't be able to get anything done. And they don't know me very well if they thought that. Yeah. It's like being a fat guy across America. They pry into your personal life all the time. It's not easy. Yeah, that's Maddie. She's barking. She's got a she's got a chair right by the window so she can watch people and bark at them all she wants. Sometimes she'll come out of the bedroom and come back into my office and get on the chair, and she'll do it like at 5 o'clock in the morning or so when the newspaper guy is coming around, and she tries to. Well, she usually succeeds in waking me up by barking at him relentlessly. She's like, but I love her. That's what dogs do. I've pretty much been stable around the 630s. I'm just kind of hovering. If I can't get exercise, I'm just maintaining. It's frustrating. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, that wasn't the best diet. Honestly, my best diet was the diet I was on when I first started my trip. It was a diet from a weight loss expert and dietitian, nutritionist, whatever one has the degree. I can't ever remember. And she would tell me how many calories I had to have per day and what foods I was supposed to have on each meal. And I was losing 30 pounds a week. It was crazy. That's why I lost so much in the beginning of my trip, because they had me kind of following that diet, and it was working. Then the advice came, and it kind of threw me for a whack, and I screwed it all up, and I couldn't. I got away from that diet, trying to appease my followers, and I should have just stuck to my guns and just did what I was that was work did what was working. I should have just done what I was working. But I've had a lot of water weight issues too because of my congestive heart failure. Yeah, I'm eating good foods, and a lot of fresh foods. And if I'm having snacks, they're fruit or vegetables. If I'm having a sweet tooth, then I might have an orange or a banana. And I know bananas have more sugar in it, and you should stay away from them. Well, sorry. At least it's not a candy bar. What did you say? Oh, you fast out? You fast Thursday. Well, I used to do that fasting thing all the time. I used to eat just once a day. And that didn't work, apparently. Yeah, when I was on that diet, I was losing 30 pounds a week. Even before I did the trip, when I was following that diet, about a year before I did that trip, I dropped like almost 100 pounds in just like 4 weeks on it. And then my insurance stopped paying for the doctor, and I just fell off and stopped doing the diet, and I just gained it back. And then I ended up finding my diet on a piece of paper. So I started kind of following it when I was starting my trip, and it was working great. Yeah, I'm still off soda. I'm not doing any sugar soda whatsoever. Like I said, I still do diets, but I'm drinking water and green tea a lot. So, but only 2 gallons, 2 liters a day. Yeah, keto. I'm not doing keto. I'm bad with it. It's yeah, yeah. I lost 100 pounds in 4 weeks on that diet. That was like in like 2013, 2014. My insurance stopped paying for it, so I quit, and I shouldn't have. Yeah, strawberries. I like berries. I like frozen berries too. I like to also freeze grapes and eat them like that. I miss when I was a kid. We always used to buy these bagfuls of peaches, sliced peaches that were frozen. Though they were always good. Used to love those. Eat them frozen, And yeah, not hardly at all. Sarah Coyle. She asked if I was smoking. I am smoking some, but not a lot. I've actually had this one pack of smokes for the whole week so far, and it's still got like 7 cigarettes in it. And I got this pack on Monday. I think I'm doing good. Was I big in high school? How do we? Was very athletic in high school. I could hip sled between 15 to 1,800 pounds. I could lift a lot. I could carry my best friend in my arms and pick up his electric wheelchair and load it in the back of vehicles, even though it was super heavy. I was very strong. I played a lot of football, wrestling, track. I threw discus. I was very athletic all through high school. But I think my my 8th grade, I hit 200 while I was in wrestling. And I was always fighting between 200 and 210. I was 6 foot though. And I slowly gained to a point where I was at like 280 my senior year. And I barely looked like I was that heavy at all. If you see my senior pictures, that one that's listed on my page where I'm kind of leaning against a tree in a black jacket, a black like tux jacket looking thing. Yeah, I was like 260, 280 there. I carry it different than a lot of big people. I had a little bit of a belly, but I could also run a couple miles. I walk miles at a time, miles and miles and miles. I could ride my bike, quite a distance. It wasn't a thing to, I did bicycle fundraisers where you ride a track, a certain route and raise money. And, I'd do the route like 40 times in a day. And the route was like, maybe not 40 times, like 30 times, 20 to 30 times in a day. And they were like 5 or 8 mile tracks, and we just pedaled away, not really thinking about it, just trying to get the most laps. It's totally different back then. But yeah, so I was a big kid in high school. But I wasn't a fat kid. I wasn't considered one of the fat kids because I carried it different. I just considered a big son of a gun. Actually, I am going to do some gaming streaming on Twitch and YouTube and my normal Facebook page, I think. And so I play Fallout and Ark, so yeah. I need to find pictures of me wearing those overalls and the what was that? The Music Man. They were they were big overalls. They were 2X overalls. And a guy from my church loaned them to me. He was like 6'6" and a big guy. He was like 300, 320, but not fat. And he loaned me the overalls, the bibbed overalls for the play. And they were so loose on me. It was hilarious, but I looked good. I had a little bit of belly, but I looked good. And yeah, I gotta find pictures of those sometime. Definitely. It'd be cool to show. No, you didn't tell me that, Stewie. I'm glad you did quit 3 years ago. I'm trying. I'm weak. When I go through stress, I tend to start back up, and it's my thing, you know. What did Socrates say? Yeah, walking is good. I do have a problem with walking for my back, and I have really flat feet. I try, but I used to do a lot of it. I lived in Terre Haute, when I was in college. I had an apartment and not an apartment, a house, but I had no car, and my one of my other roommates didn't have a car, and the roommates with cars never give us rides. They're jerks. So we would have to walk all over Terre Haute to get anything done. That was miles upon miles. Terre Haute's bigger than you think. It's like 10 miles across. And we had to walk that all the time if we wanted anything, get our groceries. If we wanted groceries, we had to walk to the grocery store and haul it all back. So we're carrying big duffel bags full of groceries. We did a lot of walking back then. Geez, that's a good question. I can't look up what my Twitch handle is right now, but I will, and I'll post it. I haven't really used it yet. I haven't been twitching. As soon as I get my computer set up, I will start doing some live feeds, some Twitch feeds, because I have my box. I can plug my Xbox in and plug it in my computer and stream Twitch. So I will try that because I play games too. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not childish. So a lot of adults play games these days. I'm walking as much as I can. 800 to 1,000 steps a day. It's really just inside the house right now because I can't handle a whole lot at this moment. Yeah, I will share that picture, Bob. I did, and I did quit, at that time, but then I got the onslaught of stress hitting me, and I started smoking again. I'm bad with that. I get stressed. I want to smoke. It's like my go-to for. It's either gonna stress eat or stress smoke. I've been going with stress smoke, I guess. Yeah, baby steps definitely. Thank you, Mara. Raft. I've been looking at Raft, but I do they have that on Xbox? I have that one survival game where you crash in an airplane, and then you have to just go from island to island to find all your supplies to eventually make an escape thing. Now I can get 2,000 steps, but for the last 3 weeks I haven't been able to. I've been down to 800 to 1,000. But before that, I was getting 2,000 steps all the time. I was doing good, but then I started getting weak in my leg, and it's been really hard to move. I'm just hurting and hurting really bad. Yeah, that's true. Carlos Frump to go outside and smoke definitely gets me extra steps. Yeah, quitting smoking is a process. People act like it's easy. They should just be able to put it down and quit. Uh, Smoking, when you're addicted to smoking, you love it. Just having it in your hand, taking a puff, just so relaxing, makes you feel so good. I know it's stupid, but it does. It's just that moment in time you're good. Even if you're really mad, you take the hits, and you calm down. Yeah, I've never had a problem with alcohol. I don't like the flavor whatsoever. Don't like it at all. It's yeah. There's certain I can have certain drinks, but I'll never have a problem with that either because I'm too cheap. I'd rather have a dollar Coke than a $4 to $10 mixed drink. Yeah, I'm not going to do chewing tobacco. I go from lung cancer to cancer in my jaw. Don't want to do that. My uncle just had fight cancer off. It was in his mouth. There's a few alcohol beverages. It's got to be a certain time that I do enjoy. I like Bloody Marys that are made properly. I hate V8, but I love it with a good Bloody Mary with a nice salad on top. I love the green olives. So I like that, but not like a bunch of them, just like one, maybe two. It depends on the night if I really want to party. Um, I used to drink a lot of tequila when I was in college. We're not going to get into that, but I would decimate bottles, and especially when I was at all the frat parties, it was pretty fun. Anyway, yeah, I'm not into drinking. I used to try to fit in. I would drink and just suck it in, but it was more just to fit in at that time. I'm glad I never really enjoyed it because I don't need another thing to deal with for the rest of my life. I've got uncles that are alcoholics and kind of runs in my family. Never had Tully. Vaping's worse than tobacco, they say now. To answer you, LA cider. Never smoked a bottle. I'm not sure what you mean, Bob. I miss context. Trying to catch up. I hate wine except for Boone's Farm. I love Boone's Farm. Pike Apple Pie, Nashville Police, was never truly. I had my pen and everything. I'm not sure if I was ever truly legally put in. I was kind of. It treated me like a legacy because all the guys from my high school started the fraternity in Terre Haute. All my friends and stuff. So I go walk in and they're like, "Hey," and so I didn't really have to because I went to school a little bit later. I was 21 when I went to college, and it just pretty much just show up to the meetings and parties because they weren't about to haze me. They hazed the other guys, but they did not haze me whatsoever. So they just had to get me home after the parties. That's all. Oh yes, Blanco, Jose Cuervo, two of them. Or if I didn't have much money, it was that Arandas tequila, or however you say it. But the second bottle I shared. I'd have at first I'd go around, I'd have a mixer, like a margarita mixer type sweet and sour or something. And I have tequila and I do shots, mix them up and drink them all through the night. And then girls come up, I'd pour them, I'd make them open their mouths and pour it in for them. And, I was kind of a party guy back in that year. When I was in college and the fraternity stuff. But I was a kid. I was 21. It was fun. But yeah, it's very rare for me to drink. Very rare. I think the last time I really got drunk was my 30th birthday. That was pretty rough. But I could still continue to do my job throughout the whole time. Yeah, I'm not very proud of how much I could put down. I remember crawling into my dorm once, which yeah, it was tough. I was an art major, so I took my general stuff, and I was a freshman, so I didn't really get much into it. I was a freshman like 5 times, and I didn't get very far. So I usually had my normal classes and like 2 art classes of some sort whenever I did it. So I was very bad, yeah, at ISU and then over at Ivy Tech. But I went to ISU for a year. Well, that was the problem. I wasn't waking up in the mornings. So I was always playing catch up in my classes. There's a couple classes I went to like twice, because I just forgot where it was. Literally. I forgot where the class was, and I got to a point where I forgot what the class was. It just never went back. I I wasn't very responsible when it went to college. I did take classes. I learned more out of high school than I learned in high school because I may have not gone to finish college, but I became ravenous with learning knowledge and learning things and doing things, and I can't learn enough. Any technical thing, I'm reading up on it. I'm always wanting to learn how to do stuff. People show things on TV. I have to look it up to see how it's done, or figure it out. So I'm always trying to learn things. I'm very inquisitive. When I was little, I was the same way. I had to take everything apart to see how it worked. All my toys. And lots of times I get them put back together, as like a 3-year-old. And it's kind of crazy. I remember taking apart my Millennium Falcon and putting it back together. I think I did it all back together just right. Still made its noises. Had all the cardboard back in place and the walls. I wish I still had it. It's my favorite toy. I took everything apart. Some stuff that were broken, I went ahead and took them apart to see how they worked. I took apart a lawnmower once, a riding lawnmower, just to see what things were on the inside. Um, GI Joes, even if they were broken, I would take them apart, separate all the pieces, and keep them like a toolbox, so that one of my GI Joes broke, I could get a replacement part for them and put them back together. I did that a lot, rebuilding my GI Joes because we were rough with them. We used to use fireworks and blow them up. Me and my best friend Darby, we had a sandbox that was like 10 by 15. It was huge. And we'd do movies, stop action movies with explosions and things like that, and body parts flying everywhere. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it's like one of those dreams where you forget where your classes are, and I lived it. I would love to sell my art if I could figure out how to. My biggest thing is I don't have any art because I give it away all the time. So I am going to start producing a lot of art, and eventually maybe I can start selling it. Yeah, I may go back to college. I just have to pay off my student loans and stuff before I can, because I can't get financial aid. Yeah, I didn't play with dolls either. We don't consider G.I. Joe's dolls. They're action figures. And they weren't the big ones. They were the small ones, the 3.5 inches. So, yeah, I know. I'm not. Eeyore is actually a commissioned piece. So I'm actually making Eeyore to sell. And I'm making the Care Bears to someone that offered to pay me to make those too. I doubt I'll end up charging for that one, like my Care Bears, but because the person that asked me, but at least they offered to pay me, which was cool. I doubt I'll charge them, but at least they offered. But yeah, I'm gonna try and sell my art. Nobody liked my T-shirts though for some reason. All those cow ones, I thought they're hilarious. And those are I drew all those and colored them all in Photoshop very carefully. Thank you, Chuck, and I won't. I'll never get up to fight. Definitely. I want to keep sharing, and I'm trying to find a way. It's not safe for me to be out in the world, and with this COVID going around, I'm more susceptible. So I'm trying to learn how to make a better living online. So, and I've always been afraid to, because I got some shirts that I design. I'm working on changing all my shirts to just my designs on shirts. So I have a lot of ones just for the, just as filler because people want them, because they're cool. But then I have my section of just my artwork, and I'm trying to make it all just my artwork. Been doing okay, James Murphy. Thank you for asking. Working on my health. But yeah, I'm working on it. I'm gonna maybe do some paintings and things like that. Thinking about doing some leather bound sketchbooks or journals too. Thank you, Chuck. Hey, I'd like to write some more songs, and I know that I'll never be a rock star playing music on the stage or nothing like that. But who says I can't write a few songs? Could be fun. I'm with a company right now that sells video stock and images and stuff like that, and they leased one for 6 months for $300, which was kind of cool. So I've been doing some stuff like that to make money, and so I got income coming in from several different sources. I diversified, and I'm trying to diversify it to a point and build my social media so I can make some money off, start making money off of that. And like here, in my information, I've got my tip jar set up. If you look at the, what the video is about, it shows my PayPal and my Cash App. So if anybody wants to tip me for a job well done, they can. But that's what a lot of streamers do. So people do live feeds and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely, Chuck. If you do anything epic, let me know for sure. Love to hear about it. But folks, I've gone for an hour and a half, and I need to get some other stuff done. And yeah, definitely, I'm working on getting the content built up. It's just on a bunch of different platforms. Oh yeah, photography coaching. I'm not sure how to do that, but it's worth looking into. Yeah, everybody does. Hey, Crystal, how you doing, girl? Hope you and your family are good. But I need to call it quits for the night, folks. And I'm sorry, but I need to take care of some other business and stuff. And that's fine, Nashville. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. You know where I stand on all of that. So it just, yeah. But anyway, folks, you all have a great night. I'll be back soon. I'll be doing a live feed here in a couple days to work on Eeyore. So, and thank you, Stewie. I hope I find a way to deal with pain too. So, everybody give love to everybody, and I'll be back in a few days. Have a great night. Phone's going nuts. Let's see. Trying to figure out how to kill it. Where in the world? There it is. Bye.